Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Today, I was going to do a little show and tell with a brand new Microtech that just came out from my buddies at Knives and More, my local knife store. Really cool place. You can talk to John or Tate down there if you're interested in anything there. This is the brand new Ultratech or Microtech UTX-85. The DE, the Gen 4. So this is the first Gen 4 that I've seen. And there are some changes. Do not stop watching this video because I've got some insight that's not proven, but I think I know why some of these changes were made. Anyways, the Ultratech is Microtech's most popular knife. It's a little bit on the larger side. So the UTX-85 is a knife that's built to be, you get your product manuals, stickers, you get the knife, here it's inspected by. This is a brand new version. I'm going to get my Gen 3 out, which is a regular Ultratech. But the reason being is, what I was saying before I got sidetracked, which I so often do, is the UTX-85 is a 15% smaller Ultratech. So it's basically the same form and function of the Ultratech. It's just 85% of its size, hence UTX-85. So the things that have changed on the UTX-85, to keep from being confusing, my Ultratech offered a few features that had not made it yet to the UTX series, right? For one, it had the zero blade play. But what you notice is on the Gen 3 UTX 85, it has a little bit different ergonomical handle. The handle has been upgraded to be, in my opinion, a little more ergonomical and to match the full-size Ultratech that came out, the Gen 3, that had the zero blade play. But the things that you'll notice that they changed from the Gen 3 UTX and added to the Gen 4 is the ceramic ball on the clip. The clip is now more reminiscent of the Gen 3 Ultratech. The glass breaker was updated, as was the non-proprietary hardware. You've got Torx bits to take this guy apart now. And, you know, they included other things like the dual fuel drivetrain, which is in this, the crud catcher here that catches crud and gets stuff out of the way. This knife, the Ultratech, has zero blade play. It was the reason I got it. It was a zero blade play knife. I did not know at the time that there was an issue with that, or could be a potential issue with that. So fast forward, we come to the Gen 4, and you go to Microtech's site and you learn what's changed about it. Several things I just mentioned to you with the ergonomic stylings of the knife, the non-proprietary hardware, the ball on the clip, the ceramic ball. And when you read Microtech, they say no longer offering ZB play or zero blade play. Zero blade play has been discontinued. They do have a very low play in the blade, very light play. So it's not by no means shaky. It's just not the same mechanism with the stop pin that makes the zero blade play. So take that out, but hold that thought for later. So the purpose of that, when you read Microtech's site, is it allowed the entry-level price point of this knife to drop nearly $100 from going from the zero blade play, which this guy was right around $4. I think that knife in Gen 4 will probably be $3 to $350. So you get the same functionality from the knife with the exception of that zero blade play technology, and you get a lower entry price point. So that's I think it's a $299 base price for the UTX-85, if I'm not mistaken. There'll be a broader color palette available in the Gen 4 over the Gen 3. So that's the basic main differences. To me, the biggest was we're not going to do zero blade play in the UTX-85, which as of just 6 months ago they were, from following their social media and whatnot. But the great things about this knife are the size. For one, I have never had a dagger out the front. I've always gotten a drop point Tonto. I've got a Warncliffe. I'm really starting to like the dagger, and it's because of Microtech's design language that I think I've started to really accept a Microtech dagger as a possible down the road knife. And I think the UTX-85 might be the knife when I take that plunge to do it in, because when you look at the size comparison to the regular Ultratech, I love my regular Ultratech, but it's the bigger boy, right? It's going to be closer to PM2 size, and I'm thinking the UTX is probably going to be closer to bug out size. One's a little bit more EDC friendly, right? Kind of like I thought. So big knife, little knife, or big knife, medium or medium-sized knife. But the dagger is very cool. This knife, if I'm not mistaken, lists for $307. Okay, that's the list price on it. It has the black blade, which drives it up from that $299 price point. The things that you see on the blade that will show you that it's a Gen 4, the most noticeable marking is right next to the UTX-85, you have the Roman numeral 4. So all Gen 4s will not only have the hardware, the ball, the upgraded clip, your changing your crud catcher there, it's also going to have that little 4 placed right on the blade. And then if you can see the blade's still there, I know it's hard to read, that is M390MK, which is Microtech's proprietary little switch, and tweaking around some of the elements in the metallurgy to come up with their own proprietary M390. How well does it keep an edge? Guys, I don't cut enough to know that. I mean, I open stuff. I'm not the best guy to talk about that. I think it's a good steel. I think that, Microtech kind of prides itself on quality. I'm sure they're buying the best, the best that they feel suits their products. I can tell you that this guy is a joy to deploy. That rhymed. I did that because I'm a rapper also. It's got a really nice traction on the button, out the front button. And then you've got this crud catcher system, which allows you to kind of blow any debris out of that cage. You've got those ridges down there to let it just operates very smoothly. It's not one that taxes my thumb or makes it feel like I'm having to give it a lot of pressure. It's just a very nice action. I give it a huge props on that. Super cool dagger, flat ground, new kind of cool thumb slide. The lock is a double action out the front. It carries only tip down. It says right hand only. I am going to go against what I read, and I'm going to say this clip's reversible. When I look at this clip, because this is the T20, I believe, I don't see why you could not flip this clip. It says it's tip down, right hand carry. You guys tell me. It looks to me like that's a reversible clip. So more information needs to be gathered there. You might want to watch some other videos, a disassembly video, because I can't take this knife apart. It's not my knife. I'm not going to put it through any type of test like that. I'm not even going to cut with it because it's going to be somebody else's new knife. But I would be interested. I think I'll be curious to see. The thing that makes me go, why would Microtech back away from zero blade play? Well, it's more expensive to manufacture. I could see that. It's a really good system. They've talked about it for a long time. I'm going to throw something out there. This is just a Javon hypothesis. It has to do with the Hawk deadlock. I believe that through some of the discovery or whatever's been going on in the legal gymnastics going on between Gavin, Hawk Knives, and Microtech for intellectual property, alleged theft may have given them some insight, them being Microtech, into steering away from their version of zero blade play. I don't know. That's a guess because I'm trying to figure out. Yes, it makes a lot of sense to offer a knife at $300 versus $400 for about the same knife. But you are selling the value of that $400 knife. And Microtech, in my experience, has never really skimped on trying to save dollars in their knives. You see really nice Marathon Selects. You see really high-end Microtechs. My point being, zero blade play is so cool and so revolutionary that the only reason I think it's not in Gen 4, and it wasn't in Gen 3 UTX-85. Keep in mind, I'm talking Ultratech, I'm talking the similarities between the Ultratech and the UTX-85, but it was going to be added. That was the information that we were getting, earlier in the year. It was going to be part of the Gen 4. It's not, and I do think it's because maybe the legal system said, no, it's not your lock. Maybe they're having to go back to the drawing board. Who knows? Throw it out there. We won't play conspiracy theory. I've not heard anything about it, but I think if you do any kind of deductive logic, deductive reasoning, and you read the differences Microtech has on their website, I'll even put a link to it if I can remember in the description, to the differences in the Gen 3 and the Gen 4. And they're talking about the Ultratech. A lot of it carries over into the UTX-85 too, but it's interesting, and I urge you guys to read it and to see what you deduce from it. I'm sure it'll all come to light one day. It doesn't really make or break my decision. I'm a big Microtech fan. I like the knives. I'm also a huge Gavin Hawk fan. I think his knives are revolutionary. I've not been able to obtain one of those yet, but I think they're great knives. The most important thing, though, in my findings is the Gen 4, even though it doesn't have the zero blade play, it doesn't have any rattle. It has very light blade movement, much less than my other out the fronts. It's a very tight system. It's a very beautiful knife using premium products, right around 300 bones, double-edged black dagger. I can get behind it. I can support it. Made in the USA. I'm just a fan. I used to not even look at OTFs. So I know some of you won't watch this video, or some of you are like, out the front automatic. I get it. I was that guy. It's weird how the knife hobby kind of morphs and changes, as I consider it kind of like we're all on this long hike, right? And we go down different trails as we're going on this hike, this knife hike. And when I went down the out the front trail, it took me a while to get on it, but I'm really kind of enjoying some of the knives I've acquired, and I do enjoy carrying them and using them. I don't own a dagger yet, but this is sexy, and I can see adding a UTX-85 one day down the road into my collection. Really cool stuff. Guys, I want to thank Knives and More for letting me check out some of these knives and share them with you. I think that's awesome of them. If you guys like any of these knives and you want to work with a small business in North Alabama, call John or Tate. Ask them about any of their Benchmades. They're a Benchmade Premier Plus dealer. Have every Benchmade in stock. They're Microtechs. They're Protechs. They're Bark Rivers. They're Cold Steels. They're Spydercos. They're recent trade-ins. They've got a Battlefield pickup Hinderer down there. They've got a Shirogorov down there. I'm just speaking from memory. A lot of different cool stuff. So you don't always have to go with who we know. This is a great little dealer too, and they've been really kind to me, letting me have access to their store, letting me show a lot of their products, and I'm a customer of theirs. It's a great place. I help them out down there a few days a week. Really enjoy that, and maybe if you call down there, you'll get me one day. But anyways, this is the UTX-85. It is the actual D/E. I need to figure, I think that's double edged is what that stands for. Gen 4. And keep in mind the Gen 4 will also be in the blade. If you're looking at one of these on a secondary and they don't have a box, the 4 is on the blade. Tactical standard. Really cool knife. Guys, thanks for watching. Do me a huge, huge solid. First, I want to say thank you to my channel members. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are the best. And I want to say thank you for anyone who comes in and watches my knife and EDC content. I appreciate you guys more than anything. If you're so inclined, hit the subscribe button down there, the bell notification icon, the thumbs up button, yada, 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 leave a comment, hit the hype button, all that good stuff. But most importantly, please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Please look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart and choose to bait, not hate. I love you all. Peace.